House Love. It's Michelle and Gregg with Travis on Classic Rock 97 LAV.
I think this about cats. One of my biggest fears if I owned cats. If you just die in your apartment and you own like 6 cats, I feel like they'll eat you.
Well, why wouldn't they? If you're not there to feed them, what's going to happen?
Dogs, not so much. Dog would be like, but that's my owner. I can't bite their toe off.
Yeah, until they're starving.
No.
Yeah, they're not going to eat your toe off for the first 2 days.
Would oyster eat you?
Yes.
Without peanut butter? No,
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, gross. Gross.
The peanut butter's a woman thing, not a man thing.
Oh, Gregg.
It is.
Just let things lie.
No, because it was stupid.
Okay.
I guess it works for both, right?
No, it's mostly a woman thing. That's where the joke originated.
Anyway, Oyster would not. She loves you too much. She's not going to bite off your hand.
Any dog would kill you and eat you if they were starving.
What happened?
I don't know.
A woman was eaten by her.
A dog owner was eaten by her pet pugs after dying in her apartment and left to rot for days.
She was young, though.
They raised alarms that they'd not seen her in 5 days. The 34-year-old from Romania had not responded to any phone calls or messages. Guess they don't have 911.
Do a wellness check at age 34. Why? Ugh.
After alerting the officers, firefighters broke down the door to find her lifeless, half-eaten body on the floor. Her 2 beloved pugs were found beside their owner, who also went by the name. Doesn't matter. She's got another name.
Yeah.
I would want Oyster to subsist on my body.
Okay.
Eat of my body.
Eateth of me.
Right.
Wait. One of the pugs is like really old, like great, and then the other one's like all young. And I want to. Who's the first one to take the first bite? The old one, probably. I'm hungry.
They're sitting there poking each other, going, "You go first.
You go first." Yeah. Well, the old one doesn't have the good teeth. The young one. Wow, a shocking scene.
Yeah.
Oh, she's 34. She's cute.
They're trying to place both dogs. The heartbeat.
Hell no, I don't want those dogs.
Really, I don't want those savages.
Once they've tasted human, they're not going to go back to kibble.
These 2 little fat pugs too. Doesn't look like they needed the food for sure.
Kibble.
But
I would think though, after 5 days, you'd start nibbling on the owner's fingers, wouldn't you?
I just read this thing from this forensic anthropologist. He said he's witnessed different instances of where the owner dies in the home alone. Like a dog is eating an entire guy's face.
Yeah.
Cats, they'll gnaw their way into your chest cavity.
Yeah. Where do they start? Where do they? That's what I want to know. Do they start with a toe? Do they go right for your nose? Do they go for your heart? That's what the cats are evil, so they'll go right into the chest cavity.
Hell, if you sleep too long, your cat starts gnawing on you. I sleep for 9 or 10 hours on the weekend. I swear to God, Frank starts biting my feet.
Really?
Yeah, he'll start biting my feet.
See, he thought you were dead. So where would a dog? Yeah, where do they start?
Most dogs start at the face.
Oh.
He also has
softest tissue.
Oh.
There's also an instance of where he found a hamster. It built a nest from strips of the owner's skin.
Ah! Your bird will peck your eye right out.
Literally.
God bless it.
Yeah. Then they can make their way into the head.
They gotta eat.
You know what? Starving. This is true.
I mean, Michelle, you would eat somebody if you were starving.
Yes, I would.
You would have to.
I feel like I would.
What's the story from the 70s or 80s? The team that got stranded?
Yeah, the soccer team.
In the Andes Mountains.
Yeah.
The plane went down. That movie, they just did another movie on that.
It's
and a bunch of them lived, and pretty soon they were gnawing on somebody's arm fat.
It's called Alive. The original movie was called Alive. The book was called Alive. They were a soccer team from South America. I can't even think where but they in the Andes Mountains. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
in the 70s.
That was hard to watch. The original, and then they just
refilmed. They just redid a new one.
Made it again.
No, it's called the new one was a Uruguayan flight. There were more than
Uruguay.
one.
That's the one. That's the one I'm talking about. Uruguay. That's the one. The hot soccer team.
Yeah. But crashed in the Andes Mountains in 1972.
Mm-hmm. So
and they had to eat the bodies of those who died
alive. Yeah, I would. Would you?
You could eat my arm fat if you were starving. I don't care.
If you were dead, yeah,
have it.
I'd lop it off.
I'd need to cook it though. I'd want to cook it. I couldn't eat it raw.
You'd need to get the fire going.
It's like, yeah.
I don't know if you could do that though.
I'd need to cook it.
You got Henson sprawled out with an apple in his mouth, and you're spinning him.
Spinning him on the spit. Yeah.
And
Disarray.
the ladies are staring at me and they're
The
doing
problem
this.
is,
They're looking like this. They're like,
no, you were better when you were
just side eye
fat.
glances.
You
Yeah,
were better when you were fat.
Right.
No, you had more to go. There's more to eat with that fat.
Who
Cooks you
wants
better.
who wants the good piece of meat?
Nobody wants the Rocky Mountain oysters. Nobody wants the oysters. Right, get out of this. We got-
Michelle and Gregg with Travis.
First class dummy.